What's up, OMies? Thanks for joining me today for another adventure yoga class. This is roughly a 45-minute class. This is suitable for all levels, and I'm calling this like a slow Hatha Flow. It has a little flowy elements to it, but mostly it's a slower Hatha-based practice. And we're going to get into focusing on our external obliques in this class. So we're going to use that in primarily standing poses to find a little more stability. So, how does that sound? That sounds great. Keep going, unroll your mat, and meet me seated on your mat in a few seconds. Please take a seat. And if you'd like to sit on something, a blanket or a block or a cushion, please pop that under your hips and sit on that. This is a Hatha-based class. It's a slower class to help us really go inside and feel where our framework lives, where our boundaries are, and what our capabilities are. I want you to work today to work within the framework of what you've got and to go inside and to, instead of looking outside for what other people have or what you might think that you want, what do you have and what can you work with today? What do you have? And what can you work with today? Sit up tall. Breathe through your nose. And take a few longer, deeper breaths. Take your hands onto the side of your ribs and wrap your fingers around to the front of your ribs. Angle your hands down slightly so your fingers are pointing down a little bit. And then look down at your hands and breathe in and out. Take nice, deep, long breaths in and out. And I want you to notice how your hands sort of move away from each other when you inhale. And when you exhale, they draw in towards each other, or at least your fingers are following that pattern, moving back and up with your inhale and down and in with your exhale. There are some muscles that are involved in that. We're concerned today with one muscle, the external oblique. Or is it two muscles? Because there's one on each side. So it's two muscles, the external obliques. Oh, what is it, one or two? It's both. And it's helping your fingers move down and in towards each other when you exhale. And the fibers of the muscle follow that pattern that your fingers are following. And it runs along the front of your torso for most of the front of your torso, or a lot of the front of your torso. It's going to help us today. It's going to help us stabilize our torso, which it does with our exhale. One thing we can do though is keep that action when we do our inhale. So take an exhale here, everybody. Wherever you are in your breath, exhale so that your fingers move down and in towards each other, and then keep that engagement of the muscles under your hands so that your fingers are moving in, and inhale. Without letting them move apart, without letting your hands move up and back. And exhale. And notice how you can keep those muscles engaged, and that your breath then moves slightly differently. It moves out and into your underarms a little, even out into your lower back a little bit more. Just notice that difference and see if you can keep that muscle engaged while you inhale and exhale. Partly, one of the muscles that we're engaging here is that external oblique, that angle down and in towards the center line of your body. And then relax and let that go. That can be a lot in your shoulders. Keep your hands there. It can just be a lot of muscle engagement. Let it go. We are going to come back to that. We're going to focus on that muscle, the external obliques, drawing in and back, sort of to help us engage our torso. It does draw your your ribs in and back, it does start to flex your body, but we're gonna work to not go that far, but more to stabilize our torso. Anatomy lesson out of the way. Take your right hand onto the ground beside you, stretch your left arm up. Reach up with your left arm, bend your right elbow, and side bend to the right. Shorten your right side and stretch your left side. Turn and look up to the left. That's going to help engage your right side of your external oblique. Move the right ribs in and down towards the center of your body, center line of your abdomen. It's going to help stretch the left side. Come up to center. We'll do the same thing on the other side. Place your left hand on the ground, stretch your right arm up, reach up, and side bend to the left. Bend your left elbow in at your side, stretch out through your right arm. Shorten your left side, stretch your right side, your nice long side, get it long. And then think about your hand being on the left side of your ribs. Move from the left side of your waist around to the front and down a little bit and twist to the right. Engage the left side of your external obliques. Stretch through your right arm to stretch the right side. And come up to center. Take your right hand onto your lower back. Look forward, but take your left hand onto your right knee. So don't go into the twist yet. Set up, sit up, sit up tall. And twist. Now twist. Roll your shoulders back. Move from the outer left side of your rib cage in and down towards the center line of your body. That center line of your body has a fancy name, the linea alba. If you think about that line that forms the center of your abdomen, it's actually hard tissue there. And come back to center. Muscle becomes this more firm tissue. Take your left hand onto your lower back, and that's where the obliques come into. Look forward, same thing as the other side, but then hold your left knee with your right hand. Look forward, sit up tall, and then move from the right side of your ribs forward and down a little to engage your obliques, to help twist your torso, keep it stable. Stretch up through your spine. And untwist, come back to center. Shake it off and stand up. You can stand at the top of your mat. I'm just going to stand here so that I'm still facing the camera. Separate your feet so they're about hip distance apart. Stretch your arms down at your sides. Mountain pose or Tadasana. Welcome. Bend your elbows into cactus pose. So elbows as high as your shoulders, hands up, also hands up pose. Take your right knee to your right elbow. Lift your right knee up, touch your right elbow. See if you can do that and bring your right foot down. You can bring your right elbow down a little, that's cool too. We're gonna do the left side though now. So left knee to left elbow. Work to keep your left elbow lifted, bring it down a little if you need to, that's fine. Then bring your left foot down. You don't have to hold it, you can just go, got it, and down, because we're gonna speed it up now. Pick it up, left side and down, right side and down. Pause. Left side and down, just get your center. And then right side, and now hold it up. See if you can hold it up. Take your left hand, touch the outside of your right ribs. Pull them forward and down in towards your center line. Keep that. Take your left arm back up. Keep the muscle engaged. And then bring your right foot down. Did you get that? Ooh, it's a lot, isn't it? I know. Other side. Lift your left knee up. Pause. Take your right hand. Hold outside your ribs. Draw in, down towards your center line. Get your external oblique engaged. Keep it. Bring your right arm up. And left leg down. Right leg up. Engage your oblique. Left leg down. Right leg down. Left leg also down. Left leg up. Now. Left leg down. Shake it off. Let it go. Go. Let's wake up the back of our legs, fronts of our legs. Lift your right leg. Reach for your right foot with your left hand. Opposite toe touches. Opposite side. Lift your left leg. Reach for your left foot with your right hand. They're fairly straightforward. If you've done them with me before, they're really straightforward. You don't have to keep your right leg straight. You can do your best, but work to keep your right leg straight. You don't actually have to touch your foot with your hand. You can do your best to touch your foot with your hand. Doesn't have to actually connect. Do a couple more of these. Think about what a great day you've been having, and how much better your day is going to be after doing some yoga. Thanks for coming. All right, one more each side. Call that even, and then let it go. Shake it off. Cool. And then what are we gonna do? We're gonna stand at the top of our mat. Just check my notes. Stretch your arms down at your sides. Stretch your arms up and overhead. Reach it and fold forward. Touch the ground. Forward fold. I got spider plant growing in my face. Nice. Forward fold. Uttanasana. Touch the ground. Bend your knees as much as you need to so that you can touch the ground. Or so that your lower back isn't rounding excessively. You can also bend your knees to help with that. And then step it back to downward facing dog. Step back. Push your hands down and forward. Lift your hips up and back. One of the things we can do in down dog is get a little too much mid-back bend. I'm not someone who really does a lot of that just because I'm not as flexible as some people, but lots of people are way more flexible than me and will like to drop into their shoulders, lift up through their hips a lot, and really arch into their lower back, and then flare their ribs. You might have heard that in yoga class. Your external obliques are going to help prevent that flaring of your ribs. So probably best to keep your hands on the ground here, but if you can imagine your hands touching your ribs, and like we did in seated at the beginning, and draw the sides of your ribs forward and down and in a little bit towards the center line, towards that Linnea Alba, Jessica Alba's sister. It's not. It's not. It's your obliques. It's where your obliques go. Engage there to bring your ribs in and stabilize your torso. And then lift up with your butt from there. Lift it up and back and stretch. Down dog. Three-legged dog. Keep your ribs drawing in. Lift your right leg up. Keep your hips square, so keep your right knee facing the ground. We're not going to the hip opening here. We're going to bring your knee to your nose. All ready? Yeah, we are. Shift forward. Bring your knee with you. Bring your shoulders over your wrists. Bring your knee to your nose. Bring your nose back to your knee. Do your best. Round your back, and then kick it up and back to three-legged dog. Lift your right leg up. Keep your right knee facing down. Shift it forward. Knee to nose. This time, take your right knee over to your left arm. So look to your left. Take your right knee over your left arm. If you can touch your left arm, touch. Hold it for 3, and then go back. Three-legged dog. That was it. Hold it for 3. Three-legged dog with your right leg up. Now we're going to go straight into the left arm. So shift forward, take your right knee across your body, touch your left arm. Look forward. Shift back, lift up. One more, right knee to left arm. Shift forward, right knee to left arm. Push it back, lift it up. One more, right knee to nose. Bring your knee in and lift it up and back. Bring your right leg down. Downward facing dog. Lift your left leg up. Three-legged dog, but again, keep your hips square, keep your knee facing the ground, and shift forward. Bring your knee with you. Bring your knee to your nose. Bend your knee, pull it in, pull your nose back to your knee. Push through your hands, round your back, and then push it up and back, downward facing dog. Three-legged dog, lift your left leg. Cool. Bring your left side of your ribs with you as you bring your left knee over to your right arm. So now that you know it's coming, we're not going to pause in the middle. Take your left knee over to your right arm. Shift forward. Pull the left side of your obliques forward and down and in towards your center line. So it'll just get that abdomen drawing in on the left side, and then push it up and back, three-legged dog. Again, left knee, right arm. Shift it forward, look forward this time, and push it up and back. One more, shift it forward, draw your left knee in, touch your right arm if you can, push it up and back. One more, knee to nose, and three-legged dog, and four-legged dog, down dog. Bring your left leg down. Come down to your knees. All fours. Walk your left hand forward and come up onto your left fingertips. This is a sort of a side child's pose. It's a side twist. It helps actually get your twist in and get your obliques active. So take your right arm underneath your left arm, turn your right palm up, bend into your left elbow, move your left elbow forward, and then turn to the left.
See if you can bring your head and your right shoulder down to your mat. Now, they might not touch. My right shoulder is actually off my mat right now, but I'm pretty sure by the end of this stretch it'll be on the mat. That's just because I know how I respond to this, but where are you at? Push down through your right hand. See if you can lower your right shoulder a bit closer to the ground. And then to do that, this is what I know I'm doing, you pop your hip over to the left. But we want to open up our left side. So now keep your right arm down, shift your hips over to the right as well. So your right arm stretches to the left, your hips move to the right, stretch your left elbow forward. Think about the right side of your obliques and draw the right side of your waist forward, down, and in. So wrap it around the side of your body in towards the center line of your body. Yeah, and then feel your abdomen get a little more solid here. We use that to help us stay stable when we're moving like this. Come on up, come back to center. Come up onto your right fingertips, and we'll go to the other side. Take your left arm underneath your right, turn your left palm up, and reach your left arm over to the left. And this side is less tight for me, so my left shoulder comes down to the ground fairly easily here. It's just good to notice if you're feeling different on one side or the other. You likely are, we almost all do. But wherever you are in this pose, to get your left shoulder where it is, close to the ground or on the ground, you've almost certainly done a little hip bump over to the right. So push down through your left arm, stretch out through your left arm, shift your hips over to the left. So move your hips over so your right side opens up more, and stretch your right elbow forward so you can stretch open through your right side even more. And then engage the left side of your external obliques. Breathe. And come back up to center. Give your hips a little shake and stand up. Shake it off. Nice. Stand in Tadasana. Lift your right knee up and turn your right leg out. Place your right foot on the inside of your left leg. Vrikshasana, tree pose. Bring your hands in front of your heart. Take your left hand. Whoa, take it where? All right, take your left hand, touch your outside of your right rib cage, outside of your right ribs. Stretch your right arm up. Stretch up, but then also encourage your left hand on your right side here to engage your external obliques, that down and in. And stretch up. So keep that lift up, keep the oblique engaged. Check out what's happening on the other side. Switch your arms. Ooh, this is fun. It's like acrobatic, right? Touch your left side of your ribs, draw it down and in. Keep that. Stretch your right arm up. Fun times, eh? Take your right knee and point it forward. You can keep your arms stretching up, or you can bring your hands onto your hips. That might make this a little easier. You can keep your left leg straight or bend your left leg. That might make this a little more accessible. Then lift your right heel till it's as high as your right hip. And then push your right foot away and straighten it. Do your best here. And if you bent your left knee, you might be able to straighten it here. If your hands are stretching up, you might want to bring them down to your hips, or if your hands are on your hips, you might want to try about stretching them up. What happens? What happens? Bend your right knee, everybody pull it in. Grab your right big toe with your right hand. Wrap your fingers around your big toe, stretch your left arm now out to the side instead of up towards the ceiling. Touch your right arm into your right leg, going into extended hand to foot pose, Utthita Ekapadasana. Push with your right arm, open your right knee out to the side, and breathe. If your left calf is talking at you loudly, mine is, try bending your left knee a little. See if you can get things a little happier there. Let them know that we're getting somewhere, we're going somewhere, we're going to be here for a little bit longer. So do what you can do
within the framework of who you are, of what you've got here today. If you need to come down, come out of it, do. This is plenty, right? This is plenty. Let's see if we can take this another stage. So push with your right arm, open your right knee out to the side. Lift your right heel only until it's as high as your right knee. Try that. See if you can pause here and work here. Engage your external obliques. So that'll feel like moving the front of your ribs in, down, and back a little. Keep that and stretch up through your spine. And now if you really desperately need to straighten your right leg here, you probably already did, and you can do it now if you've just been waiting for permission, which I appreciate. If you're like, no, why would I do that? Good, stay where you are, with your knee bent. And everybody, Tadasana. Release your right leg, shake off your left. You can even like manually shake it off. Ooh, my framework is feeling it, right? Yeah, that's what happens when you stand on one leg for a long time. Good thing we're two-sided and we can do the other side now and give our left leg a bit of a break. Lift your left knee up, turn your left leg out, and place your left foot on the inside of your right leg for tree pose, Vrikshasana. Stretch your left arm up, and with your right hand, reach for the outside of your left rib cage. Side of your waist, side of your torso. The external oblique runs all the way down here, pretty much from below your underarm all the way down to your hip. And it comes down at an angle in towards that linea elbow, the center line of your body. So with your right hand, encourage that engagement on your left side. Draw in and down towards your center line. And then see if you can do that on your right side as well. Change arms. With your left hand, hold your right side. Draw in and down. Stretch your right arm up. Stretch both arms up. And lift up, but keep your external obliques supporting you, stabilizing your torso, helping create that solid framework that is you. Cool. Extended one leg pose. Utthita Ekapadasana. Turn your left knee forward. You can keep your left arms, both arms up, or you can bring your hands onto your hips. Again, you can choose to bend your right knee here, or keep your right leg straight. It's just gonna make things a little different, make things maybe easier, maybe harder, depends who you are. Lift your left heel until it's as high as your left hip. Engage your external obliques, stretch up, and then push your left foot forward until your left leg is straight. Do your best. Work to keep your left heel as high as your hip, but all you gotta do is your best. And all you gotta do is hold it a little bit longer. Engage your external obliques. Draw the sides of your waist in and down, and stretch up. So lift up through your spine. Extended hand to foot. Bend your left knee. Take your right arm out to the side. Hallelujah, right? Grab your left foot. Adjust your glasses. Had them adjusted today. You'd think they'd stay up. Oh wait, no, that never works, does it? Alright, now we just stayed here for a while, right? Because there's tons to do here. Push your left arm into your left leg and create stability as best as you can. Pull with your left hand into your left foot and resist with your left foot. Push away into your hand. Stretch out through your right arm and then imagine your hands on the sides of your ribs and follow your fingers forward and down to engage your external obliques to create torso stability. Then stretch up and lift that stable torso up. Yeah, stretch up through your framework. Make the most of who you are, of what you are. And do your best. If your best is to go a little further, lift your left heel until your knee and heel are at the same height, and then pause there. Don't be in a rush to straighten your left leg. There's so much to do here. How are your external obliques doing? I don't know, I've never thought about them this much, Stephen. I know, right? Stretch up through your spine. And then if you really need to straighten your left leg, you may straighten your left leg, push out, lift through your heel, engage your left leg, engage your external obliques. Everyone stretch up, everyone. Smile, because you love it. And release your left leg, release your arms. Shake off your right leg, shake it all off. Nice. Let's see if we can do something a little fun with that. Stand at the top of your mat, in mountain pose, Tadasana. Stretch down through your arms, stretch up through your spine. Lift your right knee up and come into tree pose. Stretch your arms up. Draw the sides of your waist in and down. Engage your external obliques. Keep that and lift up through your chest. Stretch up through your thumbs. Point your right knee forward. Lift your right knee a little higher. Lift your right heel as high as your hip. And straighten your right leg. Extended one leg pose, Utthita Eka Padasana. And move the sides of your waist down and in. Take your left arm out to the side, bend your right knee, grab your big toe, and then you get to choose here which variation of extended hand to foot you want to do. Our first stage, lift your right heel till it's as high as your knee. For the second stage, or straighten your right leg. For the third straight stage we did, in all of these, guess what? Draw the sides of your waist in and down. Sides of your ribs in and down. And then, lunge. Really? Yeah. Take your right leg back. Step it back and come into a lunge. Bring your fingertips to the ground. Take a break. In lunge. Hey, spider plant. Gonna have to do something with this. Anyone need any baby spider plants? Lift up. Bring your hands onto your waist and look forward. Bend your left knee over your ankle, Stephen. Everyone. Take your hands onto the sides of your ribs. Point your fingers down slightly and engage your external obliques. Keep that. Stretch your left arm up. Keep your right hand on the side of your ribs and turn to the left. Side bend in a little and take your right elbow to your left leg. Bring your left hand onto your right hand and twist to the left. Twisted lunge. Engage your external obliques here. Stabilize your torso and then twist. Come back to center. Bring your hands down to the ground. Step back to down dog. Lift your left leg up. Lift your left hip up. Bend your left knee. Pull your heel towards your butt. Stretch your left knee up. Step your left foot forward, back to a lunge. Come up onto your fingertips. So it's extended one leg pose. You might know it as Utthita Eka Padasana. It's that, stretch your right leg out in front of you. We're going back there to get us back to mountain pose. Bend your right knee, pull back with your left foot, step forward, lift your right knee up. Bring your hands to your hips or stretch your arms up. Extended one leg pose. And Tadasana. Yeah. That's how we do like a slow Hatha Flow like thing. See what happens when we do the second side. Mountain, Tadasana. Bring your left leg up for tree pose, Vrikshasana. Move the sides of your ribs in and down and in. Extended one leg pose. Turn your left knee forward. Lift your left knee a little higher. Lift your left heel as high as your hip. And straighten your left leg out in front of you. Engage your external obliques, but then also lift through your upper back. Straighten your spine. Extended hand to foot pose. Bend your left leg, grab your big toe, stretch your right arm out to the side, or don't go through the wall, Stephen. Stretch your left leg out to the left. Do the stage that's appropriate for you. Draw the sides of your ribs in and down. lunge. Release your left leg, step it back, touch the ground. Push down through your feet. Look forward. Pull back with your right foot, lift your torso, and come up. Bring your hands onto your hips. Stretch your right knee over your ankle. Doing great. I know this is not easy. Stretch your right arm up. Take your left hand onto your left side of your ribs and then move it forward and down. Turn to the right, side bend, then take your left arm outside your right leg. Take your right hand down and onto your left hand. Twisted lunge. Think about your external obliques on both sides. Draw your sides in, down, towards your center line. Keep your torso strong as you twist it so it stays together, so you can hold it together. Come back to center, touch down, lunge, and then remember we're going back to extended one leg. So bend your left knee, pull back with your right foot, step forward, lift your left leg up, straighten it out in front of you, do your best, smile, and Tadasana. Shake it off. Oh, good times, right? Come down onto your belly, please. Come down onto your belly and come onto your forearms. Sometimes this is called baby cobra pose. Sometimes it's called sphinx pose. This is it. You're doing it. Forearms on the ground. Shoulders roughly over your elbows, or exactly if you would like to be very specific with it. And look forward. Push down through the front of your pelvis, so it's your pubic bone specifically. Spread your toes and push down through your toes. Move your shoulders down. Lift your spine up. And slow your breath down. And then shift your shoulders from side to side. Make your little baby cobra, your little sphinx dance a little. Wiggle your hips a little. Shift a little. And then come up to sit on your heels. Have your heels a little bit apart. Sit on your heels, sit up tall. Interlace your fingers in front of you, push your hands away from you. And stretch your arms up. Push your hands up, stretch up. Lift through your sides, lift through your underarms, lift, 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 lift. Keep your butt down though. Unless, you're on your knees. That's cool too. Sitting on your heels here can be tough. Stretch up. And then release that. Nice. Take your right arm up here and bend your right elbow. Take your left arm back behind you. Have your left palm facing out, back of your hand on your shirt or back, and see if you can slide your hands up towards each other. Just doing the cow face pose, arms, Gomukhasana arms here. Pull your right elbow back a little bit more. Tighten up the grip on your hands. Move your left shoulder back, move your right elbow back, and sit up tall. Release your hands, other side. Stretch your left arm up, bend your elbow. Take your right arm back, place the back of your hand on your shirt, and then you can walk your hand over to the center line a little more. Maybe clasp your hands, and if you can't, you can clasp your shirt, hold your shirt, or grab a towel or a strap to hold between your hands. Move your left elbow back. So move your whole left upper arm back. Move your right shoulder back. Tighten up your grip a little. And sit up nice and tall. Nice. Release your hands. And then come onto your back. Lie down on your back and bend your knees and place your feet on the ground. It's going to look like bridge pose, but we're going to hold our mat. So bridge pose, or half bridge, it's sometimes called. Bend your knees, have your feet away from your hips a little bit. And then take your hands and grab your mat. So actually grab the outer edges of your mat, wrap your fingers underneath, get a nice grip on your mat. And then push your shoulders down, push your upper arms down, push your shoulder blades down, lift your butt up. Pull your mat apart. So see if you can rip it in two, although please don't rip it in two, that'd be really surprising, I think. Push the upper arms down, widen across your chest by pulling on the mat more. Expand your chest, lift through your hips. Bridge pose. I love this variation. Just helps us open up our arms and our chest a little after doing some arm work there. Lift through your hips, and then bring your hips down. Just cross your right leg over your left leg. Then bring your knees up and in towards your chest. Take your hands, hold the fronts of your knees. You can bring your knees as close to your chest as you'd like, so that can be far away. You can be like, close to isn't very close. That's cool. Close is relative. You can also bring your knees in closer to your hips or to your chest. See what works for you. I do want you to get a stretch across your outer right butt here. So I want you to feel that. Bring your knees in enough for that. Cool, and then slowly release that and change your legs. So have your left leg over your right. Bring your knees up and in. Hold the fronts of your knees. You can relax your feet. And you bring your knees in as much or as little as you like. But what I would like is that you get a stretch to your outer left hip. If you can't feel the stretch, it can help to clamp your left leg onto your right a little more. And then bring your knees in a little closer. Then slowly let that go. Uncross your legs, bring your feet down to the ground. And stretch your legs out straight on the ground. Stretch your arms up and overhead. And one more nice long stretch here. Stretch through your toes, stretch through your ankles, your knees, your hips, your ribs. You can let your ribs flare up. All good here. You can let your back arch a little bit if you like. Stretch out through your arms, your shoulders, your wrists, your fingers. And then let it go and make your way to Shavasana. Final rest on your back. Separate your feet when you're setting up. Turn your feet out, turn your legs out, and let them relax there. Welcome to this opportunity to just sit with yourself, to be in your framework, just here, being you. Turn your palms up at your sides. Relax your arms. Give your hips a little shake, give your arms a little shake, give your shoulders a little shake. Relax or close your eyes. And then relax your whole being.
Instead of really looking inside, just be inside. Start to deepen your breath. And as your body starts to move with your expanded breath, go with it and move a little. If it feels good or like you want to stretch arms up overhead, do that. Maybe twist your wrists, stretch your forearms a little. And when you're ready, bend your knees. And you can take your time to come up to seated, turn onto one side. Take a moment there, take a beat there to just go inside again. Say hello. Say thank you. And then come up to seated. And come to a seat with your hands in front of your heart. Your hands over heart or prayer position as you like. Sit up tall. We have to work to tell ourselves that we can do more than we believe we can do. We can do more than we think we're capable of. And one of our challenges in life is to not look outside all the time to others, to see what they're doing and to compare ourselves to what others do. We're not them. You are you, and you are unique, and that is amazing. Do you. That's what this is about. You do you. Within what you are capable of, do that. Do that to your best ability. Look inside for who you are, for what you can do. Don't look outside. You have this amazing framework in which to build more you. Start here. Start with you. And that's where it all comes from. Thank you so much for practicing today. Thanks for being here. Namaste. Thanks. So I bet you probably don't want to hear me say external obliques again for a while, but that's cool. I won't unless you hit play on this class again. I really like this focus on one aspect of the work. I think it really helps drive it home. And of course,
focusing on your external obliques isn't the only thing you need to do in these poses, but I hope that you now have a better understanding of how that can be used to help stabilize your torso, to help stabilize your twists, your standing poses, your life. Because that's really what it's about, right? Finding a little bit more out of our life, finding a little bit more of what we can do with this framework that we've got, and to make it as amazing as it can be. So thanks for working on that with me today. I hope that it has helped you feel more amazing, because you are more amazing now. Look at that, just by 45 minutes of yoga. If you've got any questions about this class, please put it in the comments below. And if you would like to do another class with me, please do another class with me. You can just click right there, add that class to your watch later list, or find one of the hundreds of other classes I've got. Or also, please subscribe to my YouTube channel. Click my picture right there. Click on the little bell icon. You'll get notifications when I post new classes. Thanks, everybody. See you soon.